So this is the USANA Take Charge of Your Health, and my name is Jen. I'm the pharmacist for USANA Philippines, and I'm very happy to share this information with everybody. We want to make sure the platform is correct. Whatever we share to our invites and our co-associates is correct. So I'd like to guide you on the take charge of your health module. So for those who are just new here in USANA, we'd like to invite everyone, and we would like to thank you for giving your time to learn more about USANA. So before I talk about the products, welcome to USANA. We are a company that manufactures vitamins and minerals, and not just manufacture simple vitamins and minerals, but these are high quality vitamins and minerals. USANA started in 1992, and this is the picture of our head office in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is our founder. His name is Dr. Myron Wentz. He is an immunologist, microbiologist, and not only that, he heads USANA to make sure that everything that we do, every product that we produce is of its high quality. And what makes USANA different from the others is that through our products, we want to make sure we want to have a world free from pain and suffering. And of course, a lot of people now has been affected of a lot of diseases like Dr. Myron Wentz has been telling us, we have been living or we have been dying too long and living too short because of the diseases that we develop. So we want to make sure we enjoy life by being healthy and prioritizing our health. So before we push through, we'd like to give you a bit of a history about what USANA is and why is it that USANA is founded by a scientist and not just a simple marketer. So let's start. USANA didn't just start as it is, okay? Dr. Myron Wentz built his first laboratory, which is called the Gull Laboratories, wherein he actually develops a lot of test kits. And to name a few, we have the Epstein-Barr virus test kit. But through time, he realizes that a lot of people has been spending money because of the payment to diseases or payment to medical bills. And he have worked on certain vitamins and minerals, and he realized that most of them really fall short to what we need at the present. So when Gala Laboratories was still in business, he decided to actually sell it and he founded his company, which we call now the USANA Health Sciences. In USANA, Dr. Myron Wentz wants to pioneer quality vitamins and minerals that is relevant or really clinically relevant to the need of everyone. When I say clinically relevant, it should contain vitamins and minerals that are suited to what we need at present. As you can see, most vitamins and minerals in the market, they contain generic vitamins and minerals. When I say generic, typical vitamins and minerals. But if you would see the clinical profile we have now, we need vitamins and minerals, and not only that, antioxidants, which can actually help us survive the pollutants, the diseases that could be in our genes, and a lot of factors that could affect our health. So since Dr. Myron Wentz has been in this vision and this journey of creating high quality vitamins and minerals, in 2007, he was awarded the Albert Einstein Award for life sciences. So there's a lot of people who have been awarded with certain awards through this award-winning body, but specifically for life sciences, Dr. Myron Wentz was given this kind of recognition. And with that, USANA continues to make high-quality vitamins and minerals that not just delay progression of health, but also helps people realize that we really have to take charge of our health. And when people ask, are we stable as a company? Yes, we are very stable. So when we celebrated our 20th anniversary in 2012, a lot of people were surprised because most of them or all of them were given iPads. So for some people, they would say, oh, why would you Sana give iPads? So of course, what we understand is we want to make sure that we use technology or we have to take advantage of technology. And now, if you're listening to this webinar, if you have your iPads with you, your gadgets with you, after Facebook, I think it's about time that we share good health with people that we know. And we are so excited of the future ahead of USANA, and we hope to see you on the coming conventions, especially the US convention. But of course, for some people that are curious, so what's the big picture about the Albert Einstein Award? This award is not just given to anybody. And if you're curious about how it looks, you would see on the screen the picture of the Albert Einstein Award for Life Sciences. So why are we elaborating on this? Because of course some people are a bit of a curious. Sometimes when you ask them who's the founder of USANA, sometimes they would say Albert Einstein. So just to clarify, the founder is not Albert Einstein, but the founder of USANA is Dr. Myron Wentz, and he was awarded the Albert Einstein Award for Life Sciences. As we move further, of course, we have the best scientists in the house, right? But what makes USANA different from the others is the quality in terms of manufacturing. When I train here in the Philippines, I always remind our associates and even the guests that good research is destroyed by bad manufacturing. So let me repeat that. Good research is destroyed by bad manufacturing. And what do we mean with that? What do we mean with that is when some people think of the quality of, for example, banaba is good, ampalaya is good. Basically, these plants are good. But when they are manufactured and we don't critically see the processes of how it's made, sometimes most people don't realize that manufacturing destroys the quality of raw materials. With USANA, we're different. For the information of everybody, we were given the FDA certification for drug establishment because with USANA, we are very serious on how we make the products specifically for its quality. So if you would go to our head office in Salt Lake, Utah, the manufacturing facility is an FDA drug establishment facility. When I say FDA drug establishment facility, from the raw materials up to the processing, up to the final product or the finished product, we make sure that we have zero tolerance for error. And when we say zero tolerance for error, we also consider, of course, number one, finding the superior ingredient. So before any raw material gets into a tablet or gets into a final product, we make sure that we test them. So prior to mixing of this raw material, we put the raw materials or the ingredients in a near IR. This is a machine or this is an equipment that checks the purity and safety of a product. Then after that, we send the samples to our clinical study group or to our manufacturing and quality control group, and they have to make sure that these ingredients are free from contaminants and are free from lead, heavy metals that could affect the product. Then after that, once we check their purity, safety, and quality, then we proceed to the formulation. And in terms of formulation, of course, we use science-based formula. When we say science-based formula, we want to make sure that the products that we make, the ingredients that we put into the product is clinically relevant to the need at present of every individual. And because we're USANA, this is a science company, most of our products are reviewed, are developed, are clinically studied by our in-house scientific expert. And for this particular picture, you would see Dr. Brian Dixon. Dr. Brian Dixon is our head for science and education. So he goes from different markets to educate us with the help of the pharmacist and the nutritionist on how to properly share the product and to have a bit or have a lot rather of confidence of how you use your USANA product. So most of the scientists have different areas of practice. They help improve the product, develop the quality of the product, and conduct clinical studies on the product. So when some people ask me, are we really good with the products that we make? And are we really good when we say the products are the best? I think we're really good with what we do. In combination of the scientist, which is Dr. Wentz, the good manufacturing, the high quality manufacturing, and even the people who study the product, I think we are in a good pace in saying that USANA is indeed the best among the rest. So let's go to the main talk, the true health, right? For some people, they would tell me that, yeah, true health is hard to attain, so forth and so on. But as a pharmacist, I'd like to elaborate everybody that, yes, all of us is in a struggle of developing true health. But everybody also has to understand that we have to give time to be healthy. When I say you have to give time, we have to make sure that we invest on health. I'm not telling investment like buying certain vitamins. Of course, there's a cost in buying vitamins. But here in USANA, we want to elaborate that being healthy is actually a matter of choice and you have to choose it. And when I say you have to choose it, being healthy is not just for athletes. Being healthy means that you have to make sure that you do the four actions to health. What are the four actions to health? Number one is you eat right. In eating right, of course, we always elaborate here in USANA that you have to eat the carbohydrates, and mainly it has to be composed of fiber. You have to also exercise, right? You also have to minimize stress, and to improve the quality of your health, then you have to make sure you take the best supplements. If I may, I'd like to go back to eating right. For some people, they don't realize the value of eating good carbohydrates, good proteins, and good fiber. And not only that, good fats. We have to make sure that you eat those food groups in order for your body to get the right nutrients, in order for your body to build good muscles and maintain long term health. Then for exercising, it doesn't require that you have to go to the gym for hours. A 30-minute exercise could do a lot of favor in your body, and you really have to give time for that. Then for minimizing stress, this stresses gives a lot of chemical signals that affect health. So you have to make sure that we try our best to have a positive outlook and minimize stress. And on the coming slide, we will elaborate how to take the best supplements there is. And if you ask what's the best supplement, of course, we have one answer, USANA. So we have to make sure that we want to improve our health and make sure that the health is part of your lifestyle. So how do we start loving life? Of course, you start by loving your health. But before I talk further about the products, we just want to give you a bit of a reminder, all right? Most people now, they don't just die of simple bacterial or viral disease. Most of us develop diseases with what we call degenerative diseases. This is like an investment, right? When I say investment, you don't develop stroke overnight. You don't develop heart disease overnight. You don't acquire cancer overnight. Although some people say it's genetic, although some people say that you can acquire it from your mother and your father, but there are some signals in your body that you have to take charge. What do I mean with that? There are certain things like your free radicals, the food choices that you do that mainly cause this degenerative health condition. So let me simplify that for us to understand. So we have what we call the war within the body. When I say war within the body, common exposure to stress, pollution, radiation, toxins, food choices can greatly affect not just our body in a whole, but it actually acts moreover in every cell in the body. And when we are commonly exposed with this, the body creates what you call your free radical. Common joke nga natin dito sa Pilipinas, sa lahat ng libre, ito yung hindi masaya. Right? Because these free radicals has the ability to increase the aging of the cell. And when this occurs every now and then, this can lead to cell death. And when the cells die, of course, it affects the tissues, it affects the organ, and in the long term, it can lead to diseases, which we don't like. And in reality, why are we doing the USANA business? Because most people are what? They are actually spending their money on hospitalization. Spending money instead of buying a car, they spend it through dialysis or through wheelchair. And we wouldn't want that. In USANA, we want QOL. What's QOL? Quality of life. So it's never too late to change and improve. And how do we do that? We go through nutrition. Some people would argue and tell me, I'll just eat food, I'll just get it from my diet. But ladies and gentlemen, the quality of the soil that we have now doesn't contain the right nutrients anymore compared 50 years before. The processing of the food that we have now, though you say it's organic, doesn't guarantee that you get all the nutrients the body needs. So you need something that would bridge the nutritional gap. And what is that? Supplementation. Of course, for some of you, you would argue, oh, supplementation, I can buy that from any drugstore. But ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of supplementation, you have to make sure that your supplements are absorbable. Not only absorbable, you have to make sure that it gets into the blood. It has to be bioavailable. And of course, it has to be comprehensive. When you say comprehensive, it contains the necessary vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are clinically relevant to your body. So you will never go wrong with nutrition, but sometimes the problem is where do you get the best source? And let USANA guide you with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, basically our product contains antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. They are relevant to the body to make sure that we win the fight against free radicals. So, just to give you a bit of an information, of course, we cannot control free radicals from developing in the body. The truth is, you would need a little free radical every now and then. But when the balance is not obtained, when you have more free radicals than antioxidants, which neutralizes the condition, that's where we develop aging. That's where we develop possibility of having diseases. And the problem there is that for some people, they cannot find direct products that could give them good antioxidants. So the question is, are your cells getting the nutrients it deserves? And of course, you have to make sure that, like what I said a while ago, the nutrients, the antioxidants should be clinically relevant. So let me show to you the flagship product of USANA, and we call this the essentials. In the US, they said that based on their study, you have to spend 22,000 calories to get all the nutrients your body needs. But the truth there is that because of science, thank God for science, we are able to get vitamins and minerals through a form of supplementation. For those who are curious, what is a supplement? A supplement bridges the nutritional gap. Of course, you cannot just eat all the food you want to get all the nutrients you need. Of course, you have to taper certain sugars in the fruits, certain proteins in the meat that we eat. So it's a good thing that you discover and you find the right supplement for you. So we have what we call the essentials, the USANA essentials. So just for the information of everyone, the products that I'll be showing here are the products available in the Philippines. So if you happen to be in other countries, such as our friends in Singapore, in Indonesia, and other parts of the world, of course, we welcome you here in our webinar. But the products that I'll be showing you are what are the products available in the Philippines. So let's go to our first product. So we call it the essentials. All right. Essentials is a combination of your mega antioxidants, which is on the green label, and chelated mineral, which is in your blue bottle. The chelated mineral, if I could go first, contains the necessary minerals that the body needs or the cells needs in order for them to be fed well. So in short, the chelated minerals contains the food inside the cell. And then the green bottle, which we call the mega antioxidants, contains all the antioxidants, the relevant antioxidants that the body need in order for your cells to get protected. So let's make it simple. The chelated minerals provides the food inside the cell, while the green bottle, the mega antioxidant, contains the nutrients or the antioxidants that protect the cell. So it's a combination that feeds and protects the cell. So for some people, they're asking me, why do I feel better when I take such product? Why do I feel the USANA difference? So the basic thing that makes you feel like that is that, like what I said a while ago, the ingredients are clinically relevant in the body. Not only that, the clinical studies shows that USANA, or the essentials that we have, they contain ingredients rather that are absorbable. All right. So if you have your bottle with you, I'd like you to get that. All right, and check on the label. All right. You will not just see a simple calcium. You will not just see a simple magnesium. On the label, what I'd like you to see is the second name after the main ingredient. Like, so for example, we have what we call the calcium citrate. All right. So I'd like it to be a bit personal for us so that we'll have a new learning about this. With USANA, we're not just putting simple calcium. We are using absorbable forms of calcium. If you can see, we place there calcium citrate. What does citrate do? Alright? Citrate, carbonate, and other second names of the main ingredient, they're actually what you call your vehicles. Always remember, on a product formulation standpoint, not all ingredients will get into the body the same rate. You have to put absorbable vehicles in order for the body to get in, or in order for the supplements to get into the body. Just to make it very simple, USANA uses the most absorbable and relevant vehicles in order for these nutrients to get into the blood and get into the cell. And that is why USANA supplements are absorbable. In terms of essentials, we are using the most absorbable vehicles for our vitamins and minerals so that all the ingredients can get into the blood and get into the cell. Right? So we have good effects such as anti-aging, better sleep, improved stamina, better metabolism, simply because the ingredients are absorbable, then the body is readily available to use these ingredients and to have a better effect compared to our competitor. So sometimes they would ask you, why is it that most of the time when I take the product, I feel good? So most probably it is because the body absorbs the nutrients and the body is able to use the nutrients. Also, at some point, there may be some people who would tell you, why is it that when I first took the product, I felt a bit sleepy, I felt a bit hungry, all right? So please don't be disheartened when you hear this because ideally, if you would study the human anatomy, the body cannot just recognize nutrients as fast as what we can expect. There are some population who could be sensitive. So what do we do or how do we address people who feel this? Usually, on a clinical practice, what we do is we taper or we lessen the dose or we let them take one pair for a week and give time the body to adjust to these new vitamins and minerals so that they could actually or the body could actually know it and interpret the use of it, and soon after the body will have lessened unwanted effects such as feeling of sleepiness or the others. So if you experience or if you happen to have customers who feel those things, you just have to remind them the body adjusts. The body recognizes first these nutrients and cannot just easily accept them. But fortunately, 90% of the population, when they take USANA, they don't feel those things. So they belong to the 90% less sensitive population. So by virtue of how do we take this product, please be reminded that you're supposed to take it by pairs. So I remember 3 years ago, I received certain calls who told me, Mom, I've already finished the blue bottle. Now can I take the green one? So I hope, all right, that we remind our associates that this is supposed to be taken by pairs. So as a summary, the blue or the chelated minerals gives the food inside the cell, and the green gives the protection outside the cell. So this is our flagship product, which we call the essentials. Now let's go to the optimizers. So just to make it very clear, optimizers are given if you happen to have any specific need that you would like to address. So there are some curious questions asking me, can I take all the optimizers? Of course you can, okay? We encourage you. But for some people who are curious about a specific use, let me run you through the optimizer. So for our number one optimizer, we have what we call the proflavanol C. All right, it's called proflavanol C specifically because this product contains what we call the grape seed. If you would like to know a bit of its pharmacognosy, grapeseed is also known as a source for proanthocyanidins. So what does proanthocyanidins do? Okay, very simple. Proanthocyanidins actually protect the inner part of your blood circulatory system. If you would check your books or if you would write down on your notes, we have what we call the endothelial cells. Endothelial cells are the lining in your circulatory system that makes sure that the blood circulation is going smoothly. If you happen to work, like for example, 8 hours in a sitting position, most of the time you would observe that there will be circulation issues. So what do we do to help protect you, or what do we do to make sure that we prevent those diseases? You have to make sure you have a daily intake of a product or a fruit which contains proanthocyanidins. For some people, they would tell me, oh, I'll just eat grapes, I'll just eat berries. But let's face reality. We call that let's be real, all right? Most people cannot eat grapes every day, right? Most people cannot find berries in their workstation every now and then. So you would need something to bridge that gap. And we encourage you to actually try proflavanol C. Not only that it contains grapeseed, it also contains vitamin C, and vitamin C has been founded to be a very good ingredient to help our collagen synthesis so that we'll have better skin, so that we will have better wound healing. All right, but of course you have to consult that with your doctor too. But not only that, the combination of this has been founded to be very good to help improve people who have some cholesterol issues. So if you have cardiovascular issues, of course, we encourage you to go to your doctor, right? Visit the right doctor, which is a cardiologist, and ask the option of using something that has proanthocyanidins. And for us, although most of us are not sick or most of us are okay, we have to make sure we invest in our health. We have to make sure that we compare our lifestyle and we have to get the right nutrients we need. So for the proflavanol C, this contains grapeseed and poly vitamin C. It's good for the heart, it's helpful and beneficial for the tissues, but basically what impresses me about this product is that this helps you for better blood circulation. We always remember blood carries oxygen and we need to have a good blood circulation so that we'll have better oxygenation. Next, we have what we call the coquinone 30. All right, this contains coenzyme Q10. For those who has been studying biochemistry, I know you can relate with me. Coenzyme Q10 is inherent in the body. We have this since we were born. But the problem is the requirement gets higher, but our production stays the same. So you would need an ingredient or you would need a product that would bridge that gap. And you can get this from your coquinone or your coenzyme Q10. So coenzyme Q10 fuels your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of your cells. And basically, once your mitochondria has the right energy, then this can delay aging. Your mitochondria can give energy to the related cells in the body. And certain studies show that a good amount of coenzyme Q10 in the blood level actually benefits the brain, benefits the heart, benefits the liver, benefits the kidney, and most especially it benefits the reproductive cell. So just to make it clear, of course, this is not a product that you take and then you will easily become or you will easily get pregnant. Of course, you have to make sure you visit your fertility doctor. But there are certain nutrients that are needed for those who are trying to have a baby. And one of this is coenzyme Q10. So allow me to speak a bit of a Tagalog, but just to tell you, di ba, if you would observe our customs and traditions, pagkatapos ikasal, di ba, usually ang mga regalo noon ay balot, okay? May clinical correlation, but balot ang nireregalo sa mga mag-asawa, okay? Balot, it's because when men eat enough balot, they get enough coenzyme Q10 and that helps them improve the quality of sperm. So, nakakatulong yun for better pregnancy. But I'm not telling in general, when you take coenzyme Q10, mabubuntis agad. Of course, number one, kailangan may asawa muna, di ba? But other than that, you need clinically relevant nutrients in order for you to get the right effect and right cellular function. So for brain, for heart, for liver, for kidney, and reproductive cell function, this is one of the few that you would really need. If you'd ask me, I just get it from food. So in one egg, you need or you can only get 0.10 coenzyme Q10. So clinically speaking, we need 30. So if you convert that to math, you need 300 to 3,000 eggs. So medyo tataas yung cholesterol natin dyan. So better bridge the gap. You can get it from your coenzyme Q10. Next, we go to our Biomega. Biomega contains EPA and DHA. This is a form coming from fish. So among all the nutrients that we can get from USANA, this is something that we can never make. All right, something that the body can never produce. So you have to outsource it, and we can get it from fishes. Omega 3 has been found to be very good for brain function. It makes the brain creamy. It makes the brain contain the right nutrients so that we could maintain focus. And other than that, Biomega is actually good for the cardiovascular health. This helps lessen the bad cholesterol. Bad cholesterol is linked as the LDL. Okay, when I do product trainings, for you to always remember it, just remember Lucifer, okay, L stands for bad cholesterol. The L, the Lucifer, the LDL, when this is slightly elevated, this starts certain anomaly or certain diseases in the heart that we wouldn't want because usually some people are unaware that most heart diseases are irreversible. So iba talaga yung nagpe-prevent, iba talaga yung pinoprotect at tinitake charge mo yung health mo in advance. So going back to Biomega, the EPA and DHA has been found to be very good for brain, for the heart, and then for women, the reproductive system, especially those who have issues with menstrual cycle. I'm not telling this is a drug for that, but you can consult your gynecologist or your OB-gynecologist because we give this now as a non-pharmacological intervention. So together with the treatment, this is given now by most doctors to help lessen the inflammations in the body. So from the keyword inflammation, just to lessen some not so good inflammation in the body, we give fish oil. And since we're USANA, we make sure purity is at its highest priority. So our fish oil is prepared through double molecular distillation. So let me repeat that. We make it through the double molecular distillation. So this is our fish oil and we call this the Biomega. Next, we go to the Hepasil DTX or the Hepasil Detox, right? So this is very good for digestive health, metabolic health, and liver health. For some people who are unaware, we need a good amount of detoxification every now and then. When I say every now and then, actually it's relevant to every day. And for some people, they don't have the right nutrient to help them with that. So a daily dose of Hepasil, which contains milk thistle, is helpful to help us detoxify because for some people, they're unaware that the liver should be taken good care of. To give you a bit of a pharmacology and anatomy, before any drug or before any supplement gets into the blood, it has to pass through the liver or the small intestine. And if your liver is inflamed, usually it stops the absorption of necessary nutrients. That's why when they ask me, like for example, Miss Pharmacist, why is it I've been paying for this medication and I don't feel the effect? All right. I would always tell them maybe you need to go back to your internist and have your liver tested, because like what I said a while ago, when your liver is inflamed, it stops the absorption of the nutrients. So I hope you go back to your clients, you go back to your associates who have been a bit of hesitant anymore or hesitant already to use USANA. They might not feel the USANA effect because their liver is not well detoxified. So I encourage you, you have to encourage them to detoxify. And one of the good products that could help them is HEPA seal. So this is good for liver. It's also very good in preventing certain diseases in the digestive system. And if you're looking for products that has a mild laxative effect, so that we could have regular bowel movement, then this is also a very good product to consider. Not only it contains milk thistle, but it also contains the green tea extract, certain olive extracts that are been very good for lessening inflammation and improving digestive health. Now we go to the next product. We have the active calcium. So like what I told you a while ago, absorption is very important. What makes the active calcium of USANA different from the others is that we are using the most absorbable vehicle. If you would read on the number 4, it's made up of calcium carbonate and calcium citrate. This has very high bioavailability because it's easily absorbed in the body. If you would check calcium, all right, in the market, usually most of them are prepared via calcium lactate. And just to be very frank with you, it's only 30% absorbable. So most of the time, when you pay 10 pesos for a calcium lactate, clinically speaking, you're just getting 3 pesos of what you've been paying for. But with USANA, it may be a bit costly, but I tell you, you get almost 80 to 70% absorbable form of calcium. For those people who have been a little bit asking, why is it 30, the 80, where goes the 20, where goes the 70? Just to answer you with that, let's talk first with that calcium lactate. Don't you know that if you'll be using product through calcium lactate, you only get 30%, right? And the 70, the body stores them. And in long term, if the body doesn't have a good detoxification process, it may develop to a certain stone, which we call calcium oxalate kidney stone. Right? In speaking of calcium oxalate kidney stone, a lot of people has been telling me, I have this stone and that's why my doctor is telling me not to use calcium anymore. But let me correct you in the most respectful way I could. The truth is, the stone was not actually caused by your calcium. It was actually caused by the vehicle that was used in order for that calcium to get in. So what's the solution? If you are a calcium stone former, I would suggest that you use a calcium product that doesn't use lactate. Instead, use a water-soluble form in the form of calcium citrate and carbonate. And that is what we have with our active calcium. What makes me so proud of this product is that we are now giving everybody an equal opportunity to attain good health, even though they are stone former or not, because we are using the most absorbable form of calcium. So basically, it's good for the brain, the heart, muscular health, skeletal health. For women who are breastfeeding, you can talk to your doctor about this because basically you need a good form of calcium. And if you would contest and ask me, I'll just get it from milk. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is most of the milk in the market is calcium lactate. So you want to make sure you get the best calcium there is and the most absorbable one. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the active calcium. Another one for bone and joint health, we have what we call the Procosa. Right? We are now using a glucosamine with a vehicle of hydrochloride. Right? So please don't get me wrong, not all hydrochloride is bad. Right? There are certain levels of hydrochloride as a vehicle that makes the ingredients more absorbable. Glucosamine hydrochloride has been found to be very beneficial in improving the moisture or improving the quality, all right, of our joints and cartilages. And not only that, if this is added with what we call turmeric extract or cumin, all right, through the process of Miriva to help lessen inflammation of our joints and cartilages. So it's very good for needs such as regeneration of your joints and your cartilages. However, if the case is severe, you have to really consult your doctor, because there are certain mild cases that this is very beneficial, but for serious cases, we might need operation, or we might need certain instruments to be placed on that specific part that has a problem. But nonetheless, this is very good for people, not just those who are sick, but those people who has been using most of their body in their physical activity. So if you happen to know a woman who wears high heels every day, they have to protect their knees, they have to protect their hips. If you know bodybuilders, they have to make sure that their collarbones are well protected, their collar joints are well protected. This is something that we can really give to them or share with them. If you happen to know men or women who do marathon, who do runs, I would really suggest that this should be part of their diet. If you'd ask me, can I just get it from meals? Yes, you may, but you need to eat tons of mushrooms for you to actually get the glucosamine hydrochloride you need. So why waste those calories in single food if you could get the sources from your supplements, which we can get from Procosa. Now let's go to the last few products. We have what we call the Vision X. This is our eye product. This contains lutein, zeaxanthin, bilberry, and vitamin C. Alright? What makes this product different from the others is that aside from the comprehensive ingredients, alright, Vision X has been founded, or what I mean is the lutein and zeaxanthin has been founded to be very beneficial in macular degeneration. So there's a part of our eye we call the macula. This part of the eye is commonly exposed to stress, such as light exposure, um, air exposure, especially if you work in a windy place. You will need something to lessen the stress that this macula or this part of the eye is being exposed to. So something to protect, you need a good source, which is the lutein and zeaxanthin. There's some people that's been asking me, where do I get this from food? All right, so basically, good amount of lutein and zeaxanthin could be received from a marigold flower. So, of course, would you eat a flower? Well, of course not. So, we would suggest that let USANA extract it for you and just take the Vision X. And ideally, you're supposed to take at least 1 or 2 times a day for your eye protection and eye health benefit. If you happen to know people who have issues such as cataract, glaucoma, or retinal problems, I would suggest that prior to using of this, please consult your ophthalmologist so that they could give you the appropriate dose that you would be needing. So just a simple trivia about this as well. Lutein is not just good for the eyes. If you would check over PubMed or check over Science Direct, these are good clinical journal engines. You would see that lutein now has been studied to be a very good lung protective as well. So if you know people who are exposed to smoke, secondhand smoke, or who has been smoking, this is a very good product that doesn't just protect the eye. This is also a product that helps protect the lungs. When I say protect the lungs, this gives the right antioxidants that are clinically relevant to the lungs. Let's now go to the next product, Pure Rest. So finally, here in the Philippines, we have the Pure Rest sugar-free. So the main ingredient of this product is melatonin. Melatonin is actually in our body. We have a lot of melatonin in our brain, especially when we were very, very young, when we were a baby. Melatonin helps us maintain sleep cycle. That's why what you can commonly observe is that babies usually sleep. A part of them, their waking time is just to eat, and most of it is sleeping in order for their body to function well. So as we get older, the melatonin level in the body declines or decreases. So you would need a good product that would help refill that so that the melatonin would continually release at the right time so that you can attain better sleep. You have to remember, sleep is so important because sleep facilitates detoxification. Sleep facilitates cellular regeneration. And not only that, sleep makes sure that we maintain good psychological behavior. There's a lot of people who are unaware that they become moody or they develop certain psychological conditions because they lack sleep. So you would need something that will help you with that. And we have what we call the Pure Rest, which also called melatonin supplement. So in the Philippines, our Pure Rest is already sugar free. So usually you chew this is a chewable tablet and you take it at least 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. So just a reminder, you don't give this to your hyperactive kids, all right? the kids should be active. This is designed for adults and this is not given for children. Children usually has the liberty to be active as what they want to, and they have good levels of melatonin. So it's unnecessary for them. Next, we have what we call the USANimals, the children's version of Essential. So for those who are curious, what's the difference of this compared to other vitamins in the market? Not only that it contains vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but our USANimals also contains hydrolyzed rice protein. Yeah, you got it right. Some people tell me rice protein, it should be rice carbs, right? So for us, we're using the hydrolyzed rice protein. This comes from brown rice. Hydrolyzed rice protein is beneficial for good muscle growth for kids because you have to remember a good muscular function can lead to good skeletal function and that could help them grow taller, go bigger. But of course, in speaking of height, we also have to consider the height of the mom and the dad. Because you cannot expect a taller kid if the mother and father is just below 5'5", right? So for good skeletal health, muscular health, this is a good product to consider. Usually, we take it for 4 years old on 4 to 6 years old. You take it once a day, chewable tablet, and then for 6 years old onwards, we give this twice a day. So not only it's good for the kids, in some cases, such as geriatric cases, these are your 70 years old and above, most of them could feel a bit of sensitive when they take essential. So one of the advices that we also recommend is if you have a 70-year-old patient which is a bit sensitive, instead of essentials, you can shift it to Usanimals, right? So Usanimals is good for kids and also very much encouraged for sensitive geriatric patients or sensitive older patients higher than 70 years of age. For 70 years old and up, we give at least 3 times a day. So from the keyword use animals, for those who are just new here in USANA, this is not for animals, this is for kids. And we just call it use animals because each tablet has an imprint of different animals, which gives kids a bit of an excitement when they use our chewable tablet. We are not using any artificial sweeteners for this. So basically, this is very good even for hyperactive children. Then they need to have their own optimizers too, right? So we also have what we call the Biomega Junior. So the Biomega Junior has a delectable orange pineapple flavor, and this contains DHA and EPA that is very much necessary for the growing needs of kids. Their brain development has to have the right nutrients in order for it to optimize and to function well. And what we commonly see in psychology and what we commonly see in behavioral studies for children, most of them don't develop their senses well, especially the senses of hearing. It is because they don't have the right omega-3. Some of them are very picky eaters. They don't eat fish. So you need to find something that would bridge bridge the gap. So they would need a good source of this. What we do for Biomega Juniors, we give this every other day. It's in a single serve packet. And as much as possible, we encourage this to be taken by kids after meal. So for best results, refrigerate it and serve it cold. We have a version for this for adults, which we call the Bio Mega. And also, if I may add with Biomega, for those who are breastfeeding moms, you could discuss this with your doctor. Usually, breastfeeding moms would need good levels of fatty acids, not only for them, but also for their growing babies. All right, they transfer the fatty acids through breast milk, and it's a win-win situation. The mom gets the DHA, and the mom gets the EPA rather, and the baby gets the DHA. Then we have the Nutri-Meal, alright? So in the Philippines, we still have the Nutri-Meal. We have 3 flavors, Dutch chocolate, wild strawberry, and Nutri-Meal French vanilla. So hopefully in the coming weeks, we'll be having our webinar for Nutri-Meal. But for this product, this is a meal replacement which contains carbohydrates, protein, fats, and fiber. So you replace either your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And if you would like to push yourself a bit to change the quality of food you eat or the quality of food practice you have, we have what we call the reset program. So I hope you would still join me on the coming weeks as we talk about this NutriMeal reset program. So it has a low glycemic index, so it doesn't surge your sugar, and this is a good meal replacement compared to just eating just a single apple or single amount of carbohydrates. Again, good nutrition would require carbohydrates, protein, fats, and fiber, and this is a good meal replacement. Then, here in the Philippines, what's new with USANA? All right, so last January, we were able to have in on board three new products aside from the Purest, which is our fourth, which is not so new, but we have it sugar free. So, finally, here in the Philippines, we're very happy that phytoestrogen is already in the house. So, phytoestrogen is our replacement or our supplement rather for women who are in their menopausal stages of life. So, this contains necessary ingredients that helps mimic the estrogen. So when I say mimic, some people are unaware that when menopausal women, they develop this part of their life, estrogen goes down. In order for the body to adapt, they would need certain soy isoflavones to help their body ease the side effect of the lessening of estrogen. So to lessen the hot flashes, to lessen the palpitations, we encourage women on their menopausal stage to actually take this certain supplement. So you can ask your doctor. We have an option. You take it either once a day, and in some cases, especially if you are on the menopausal stage itself, you take maximum of 3 times a day. So basically, we give this for women's health. Some are curious, is it okay for not so menopausal women? All right. Yes, it's actually good also for women who are not yet in their menopausal stage. I remember when I was in the US when we had our training with Dr. Spellman, he gave us a message telling us that most women has to have the right soy isoflavone dose every day. And not all women are not getting soy isoflavones from diet. Most women who develop certain cancers such as breast cancer, cervical cancer, don't have the right soy isoflavones that mimic estrogen. So for us women, we need to have a daily dose or a daily supplemental dose of this because it protects us. It prevents us from getting high chances of certain cancers that affect the women. So generally, for 18 and up, this is a very good supplement to intake. But if you're on your menopausal stage, ask your doctor for the option of getting a higher dose depending on what your body needs. So this is what we call the phytoestrogen. Next, we have our Palmetto Plus. Palmetto Plus is our supplement primarily for men. All right, this helps them improve their prostate health, and not only that, our this product in particular contains saw palmetto that has been founded and that has been studied to actually lessen the probability of having enlarged prostate that could lead to benign prostatic hyperplasia. It is reality that men will develop enlarged prostate as they age, but we wouldn't want that to turn into cancer. So we have to give preventive nutrients to help them improve their quality of life and prevent this risk of having cancer. What sets our palmetto different from other palmettos in the market is that our product contains lycopene. Not only that lycopene is good for the heart, clinically speaking, lycopene prevents proliferation. So let me repeat that, proliferation. Proliferation simply means abnormal cell growth. Most cancer develop into cancer because of abnormal cell growth. So you would need lycopene every now and then in your diet. Specifically for men, they would need that. But thank God for essentials. Essentials also contains lycopene. I have not included it yet here in my PowerPoint, but probiotics is here in the Philippines already. This is a good product to give if you happen to have any digestion issues. If you meet people who may be allergic in certain antibiotics, of course, we don't encourage them to stop it, but we have something to help alleviate the pain and help maintain the balance of the good bacteria in the gut. So we have the probiotics, and hopefully on the next webinars, we'll be talking one by one about these products so that we could enhance your knowledge. And I encourage you to bring more people to webinars so that we could help them more and reach out to them to help build their USANA business. So before I end, this is coming soon, but we are very excited about this. We hope that people get to understand that there are certain ingredients that really improve the immune health. And because we're USANA, we make the best product to help improve the immune health. And Proglucamune is coming next June or this coming June. And we hope that we could help more people improve the quality of their health. To know more about USANA, I encourage you to visit our Facebook site. That is USANA Philippines. And for a lot of announcement, we also encourage you to follow us on Instagram. So yung mga wala pa pong Instagram dyan, okay, kailangan po sumama ka sa bandwagon. Please have your Instagram and follow USANA Pilipinas. So basically, what makes USANA the best is we use superior ingredients, balance-based formulations, and we have scientific experts you can trust. Here in the Philippines, we're very open to questions. We're very open in assisting you. My email line is always open for questions because we want to make sure we send the right information. And that is USANA. We want to make sure everybody gets the privilege to become healthy. And of course, the best people to say that the products are good are athletes. And we don't just have the 800 athletes. Now we have 1,000 athletes that trust USANA. And I'm very happy that we are so excited about the growth that USANA would have. Pero sana po wag kayong magpapaiwan sa marami pang improvements that USANA will have in the future. So, if I may, I'd like to get a few minutes of your time and encourage you that aside from having the best products, a best way to also promote USANA is through the True Health Foundation. Most of you are unaware that here in the Philippines, by just mere attending the conventions or mere attending our conferences, don't you know that you are donating $1 to the True Health Foundation? And this has been helping a lot of people, not just in the Philippines, but worldwide. True Health Foundation has been helping disaster relief, helping in hunger, and like what I said a while ago, for each conferences or each convention that you join, $1 you give is equivalent to 4 meals already that is given to the entire USANA PHF family. So I encourage you that aside from sharing true health, let's put our money into good use and with your generous hearts, all right? Kindly donate and kindly involve yourself to the True Health Foundation. Naniniwala pa akong it's better to give than to receive. And sa USANA po, for the benefit of everyone, marami na po tayong napapaaral because of the True Health Foundation. And you tap the person behind you for helping the True Health Foundation. From the bottom of our hearts, personally, thank you for donating to the True Health Foundation. If you want to help more, you could send me an email so that I could assist you, but you could also donate to the True Health Foundation. So basically, that's it for USANA. We have the best product there is. And if you want a personal training, we do have our trainings in the ninth floor every Tuesday, and then specific product trainings every Friday. You want to make sure that you know more about USANA, you can share better with USANA. And if you want to have a copy of the presentation, kindly send me an email at gen.blasurca, that's BLASURCA @ph.usana.com. And I hope that you could still join me and you join me on the coming webinars, and let's make the business better. So for that, send me an email if you happen to have any questions. For the moment, one moment. Yeah. All right. So for the moment, let me just guarantee that I have been receiving your emails. All right. I have been receiving them one by one. So I'll be sending your question. I'll be sending most of the answers through your email, but I'll just answer 5 questions. All right. 5 questions based from this, and the rest you can send me your questions and I'll answer you through email. So question number 1 that I'll be answering is coming from, wait, all right, coming from Christine Mercado. So her question is, if may history ng kidney stones, okay pa din bang gamitin ang USANA products, specifically products that contain minerals, alright? So, of course, number 1 thing we say is you have to go back to your nephrologist, but basically the ingredients of our essentials is absorbable enough and it actually is safe, especially for those who have kidney conditions. However, if the patient is under dialysis, you have to make sure that you go to your doctor first. Most minerals are unabsorbable anymore if you are under dialysis. Another thing is for usanimals, okay? Is usanimals safe for G6PD children? So we have this enzyme we call the glucose 6 phosphatase or the G6PD. Generally, if you take it within the absorbable dose, this is safe for children. So when I say absorbable dose, not more than 2 tablets. So within the right dose, safe naman siya for kids. Next, does Biomega or is Biomega an anticoagulant? So it only becomes an anticoagulant if you take it in high dose, such as 50 soft gel capsules a day. And I don't think you're supposed to take it that much. So within the absorbable dose, this is actually very beneficial. Then question number 4. All right. Can I request a recording of this webinar? Of course you can. You just send me an email and I will give you a recording of this. And then next question is, what is the best supplement recommendation for those with hormonal imbalance, right? First thing, like what we always tell you, you go to your doctor, but basically all the necessary nutrients are important, which is in essentials to help give your body the right chemical or the right chemistry in order for your hormones to become balanced. But this doesn't happen overnight. So you have to take it regularly in long term to help improve your health. So maybe that's the time we have for now, but like what I said a while ago, please send me an email. I encourage everybody to send me an email so that we can help you build your business better and we could give you a copy of the presentation. I have been receiving cases or diseases through the questions so that I could help you better. What I suggest is you send me the name of the disease and you send me the prescribed medication. On my power as a pharmacist, I'll try my best to help you. But just to clarify, we are not diagnosing, we are not claiming that we are a medicine, but rather this is a non-pharmacological intervention to help you on your condition. So thank you everyone, and I hope that you are satisfied for our webinar for today. I hope to have you again soon in our upcoming webinars. Thank you for your support. Have a great day ahead. Mabuhay!